talking to you from Newfoundland, Canada. I normally do this knitting podcast once a month, but lots have happened since April, my last podcast. One thing is we lost our 12-year-old puppy, Mumu, and I couldn't do an episode because anyway. And then we had some second scare with Goldie. Goldie had amputated one toe, I think in April, and then in early June she had another growth, but that she had to go and have another surgery. But they checked it and it was just inflammation that she had on the paw. So we are relieved. I'm hoping they're going to be 14 now in October, so we know it's not too long that we have left, but we want to have as much as possible time with them. Then we were on escape mode, and we got a little camper for the back of our truck because we wanted something smaller than the trailer. And we then went to see a place that initially, when we thought about coming to Newfoundland, we looked at houses and we saw this little house and we thought, oh, it's one floor, it's okay, has the ocean in front. Not really in front, there was a street and thing. But we even put an offer, but it didn't go through because we didn't sell our house. And I'm so grateful because we went there and I didn't like the area, like comparatively with the area that I live. So I'm very grateful we are living here. And then we went with the camper van and we are trying, and Mihai is all about self-sustainability. And we decided to camp at a camping ground. And they had places with hydro, but we said, no, we don't need hydro because we have solar panels and stuff. But it was cold. And that's the thing, this year at least, we have summer starting end of June. And we didn't have a spring. We had cold and then now it's warm, like 20 something degrees, right? And we were there with the camper, and 8 o'clock, we even went to take a nap because it was a cloudy day full of fog. And around 8 o'clock, Mihai calls me and says, I don't think this battery is gonna keep us warm. And we decided to take the car and come back home, and it was really bad fog-wise the whole way through home. It took us longer than we expected. And then the following day we thought, oh, we were at a camping ground. They had hydro. We could just go on to the place, to another area with hydro and stay there. But it was okay. It was a trip. We haven't used the camper van since after, but we got other things. Another thing we did is there is a trail in the back of our home. It's part of a trail that goes from Hayden to St. John's. So it's many days, and there are many people that come and do the whole trail. So it's kind of cool to see backpackers going and doing the trail. But we did the little piece here on the back of our house, and Mihai's going to put a little bit of footage of that. Other than that, everything is sort of okay. We decided we're doing renovation in this house. So we had a lot of renovation to do, and we are all over the place. But right now, instead of focusing downstairs, we started one bedroom, and everywhere is very complicated. So it feels like I'm moving back. We just arrived, but it's okay. It will be better soon. So today I'm going to talk just about my finished projects and a little bit about spinning. I think in 2020, I my friend from Halliburton that had a store there was moving, and she had clearance on many things. And I got this blue face laster, and it's supposed to be a top, but it's I think it's just a step before it really becomes a top. Because if you see, it's not completely straight, but I don't know. So Blueface Laster has a long staple, and normally for long staple you do short drafts or front or back draft. But I decided that I tried a little bit and I didn't like, so I decided to do a long draw with this. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about the long draw. So to make a long draw, normally you use Rolex or carded stuff. So what I did is I get pieces of the top and I roll them, make sort of a big roll leg, and then I just spin for meat. And it's the nature of the long draw that you're going to have thick and thin. And the other thing is that the structure of the yarn is really done when you're plying, not when you are spinning the singles. And it's very relaxing. I don't know if it's psychological or if it's true, but it feels to me that I go through more fiber faster. So the thing that is going on here, because I'm not putting a lot of twist in the fiber, it is keeping air in between the yarn. And this air is what is going to give you loft, but also is going to keep you warmer because the air is trapped inside the yarn. It's not a yarn for you to do socks because it's not as strong as a worsted spun yarn. The other thing I wanted to talk about is not long ago, a few days ago, I saw that Morgan from Kitchen & Co., she put a video on Instagram, and I'm going to put her Instagram name below. Okay. She put a video on Instagram, and this video had shows her doing her long draw, and I thought it was interesting. So she uses like an office chair, and she moves sideways when she was doing the long draw. And this is to avoid this movement on the shoulder that can harm your shoulder, right? So if you just move the chair around, I thought it was pretty cool. The other thing that Morgan has, she has a YouTube channel. She doesn't put a lot of videos there, but she has one that I thought was very interesting about washing fleece on Swint. I haven't tried it yet, but maybe this year I'll do, because I think it saves you a lot of rinsing on the process. So I'll put a link down on the notes in case you want to see. I had 7 bags with 1 pound each. That is 225 grams each bag. And I am on bag number 6, so I have 1 bag more. And the other thing is, because you have a lot of thick and thin, the best thing to do is to have more plies. So I still have thick and thins on my yarn, but that's okay. And it's a 3-ply. I decided to go for a 3-ply yarn. And this is perfect to do color work that you're going to cut, because the fibers are not parallel, so they're gonna grab it between each other. And I love the skein, so I did 3. And because I don't know yet what I'm going to do with it, if I'm going to do color work, I'm doing different sizes skeins. Normally I can get from 150 to 200 grams each skein, but I'm doing some less than that just in case I want to do color work when I find the pattern. I think I will tend to do that, to dye different colors to make a color work, since the yarn is perfect for that. I think that's what I have to say about long draw. And long draw is normally used for short fibers like cotton and other things. The other thing is, for me to spin and not have back pain, I normally put some cushions on the back of my chair, and that helps me not having back pain. So since I started with spinning, this is part of this is not finished project because I still have a few, but I finished plying my 50% bamboo, 30% merino, 10% bison, and 10% cashmere from Louette. I don't know if you can still buy this fiber, because this I got from somebody's stash in my guild. But what I did, because I had only 2 bags of 60 grams, 2 ounces, so a total of 4 ounces, 120 grams, what I did is I had spun 2 singles with this and 1 single with merino, and I did apply. And I tried to do a worsted, and the reason is because I want to do it together with other yarn for a project that I have in mind. I haven't washed it yet, so I don't know exactly how it's going to be, but I really like it. It has a shine in it that is beautiful. I could dye, but I don't think I will. Then I finished this that was in my bobbin for the longest time, from my Victoria Louette. And my Victoria Louette broke again, and my husband didn't have time to fix it yet for me. So I decided to just go ahead and do a Navajo ply or a cable ply with this. And I think I'm going to use this and this together. I'm not 100% sure yet. Then I had a little bit of black that I thought would be cool with this. But I think this was just merino. And I think I spun a little bit too thick, because when I wash, I think it's going to bloom, and I don't know. But anyway, I have this to give a detail on any color work that I decide to do. And this was a fiber, a Targi, that I bought in 2019 when I went to Rhinebeck. I got this from Mountain View Farm, Shipshed Mountain View Farm. So I'll put the link for this too. It's a very nice fiber, and it was a 1 pound top that I got, and the yarn is really nice. I had bought from an Ontario farm once what was said to be a Targi, but I think because she had Lincoln, the sheep were mixed, and it was not as soft as this is. So Targi is a nice one. I still prefer Cormo, but Targi is a nice one, and I'm happy I spun it. I had got some Jacob from the same farm that I still have to spin. The other thing is, because I had stuff on my bobbins that I was trying, I spun. This is Cotswold, the gray one, because I was combing the Cotswold, and what was left from my comb I separate to spin. And I had this that I got at a Value Village, thinking it was filling for stuffed animals, and I think it is linen and wool. And I still have some. I didn't like spinning it, but because I had some leftover of another yarn, I might go back to it and check. So this is what I have done on spinning. I plan to finish. I have 3 skeins now of this blue face laster that I will definitely dye. I just don't know which colors yet or how much. I'm going to look for a pattern, and then I'll do the dyeing for that. But this is what I have spun during these days. And it's funny, but spinning relaxes me more. And I think it's, I couldn't knit. So the spinning got me the peace of mind that I was needing. So talking about my finished projects, last episode I was 14 rows to finish my skifty from Cat Davis, and I love it. When I put it, I thought, oh, this is more beautiful than the one in the picture. And the thing is, this is exactly as the one in the picture, because I bought her collars and that is the collar that it was. But I think because I have it with me, it is what I like the best. I have been using it a lot because it was cold 2 weeks ago, like 7 degrees, 10 degrees. And this is made with Kate Davis yarn, and it's called Schehallien, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce. And it's 70% Corriedale and 30% Cheviot. So I have spun a lot of Corriedale, and I had made sweaters from the Corriedale. And I know that when you wash, at least the ones that I hand spun, they tend to grow a lot. And when I did this, I used a bigger needle because normally my collar work is very tight. But that's the interesting thing. I think because it's an all over collar work, my tension got looser, and I really love it. But it got a little bit big on the top. Not much, but a little bit, because I was supposed to use a needle number 4 and I used needle number 5. So, but it's still perfect. It fits me. I'm so happy, and I've been wearing it a lot, and I'm going to wear it even more because I think the summer is not going to be too long here, and I kind of like this. I had a lot of leftover of the blue, so I had only one 50-gram skeins of this color, and I used little, very little. It's just a detail there. I had to buy another 50-gram skeins of the white, and I have all this left over. And this is what I got from the blue, that I got left from the blue. So I'm thinking maybe do some children's clothing, or let me put it out, or hats with this. The yarn is really, really nice. I really like this yarn a lot. I totally recommend. It's nice. But then, because I had to buy the one skein, 150-gram skein, I decided I was going to try another of her yarn. But I didn't want a sweater quantity, so I bought Katie Dave's Mila Roche tweed. That is 70% wool, 30% mohair. So from the same book all over, there she has a hat there, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna get this to make the hat. And I needed only 3 balls, so price-wise it was not expensive, and I'm going to try the yarn. Kind of like it, like the feel of it. I don't know, it's probably English wool because it's not as soft as Corriedale. Corriedale is very soft, but it's nice. So this is probably going to be a hat for one of my kids, whoever wants a hat. The other thing I finished right after is my Portico cardigan. This is from a Portuguese designer. Her name is Filipa Carneiro, and I have to say it's beautiful. I just don't know if I'm going to wear it that much because it was cold and then it was hot, and I just don't feel like the right temperature. I did this to wear with dresses, and it has a beautiful lace in the back and in the front, but it's not hard lace to do. The fiber was nice to work with. The fiber is Rosarios 4 Alvor, and it is 50% linen, 50% wool. I thought it was a very nice thing. And I showed this to my friend and she really liked it. So I think it's going for her because I think she will have more opportunities to wear it than I do. And she's an everything worthy friend, not only knitting or stuff. What I would like is that I had done this a little bit longer. I think I did what was specified, so I did 2 repeats of the lace pattern, but still I would like it to be a little bit longer. I do love the pocket because this is a real pocket. Like you can put your whole hands in it and it is nice. The yarn is, I really like the yarn and I have a lot of leftover, so that's why I'm thinking of spinning the rest that I have. I don't have a lot. I bought 1 skein more than what required, and I have a full ball and this much left. So some people need socks. I don't know if I'm going to need sock or if I'm going to do something with spin the white that I have and do it, because I had gotten it from Portugal and it was really fast. They shipped to me and the shipping charges were cheaper than when I ship inside Canada. So hello, it was very worth to do it. And I bought it from Tricot Lance and their service was excellent. I think I bought in 1 week I had the yarn here. So this was really good, really good. I like it a lot. I just, because my friend likes it and because I don't think the weather here is going to allow me to wear a lot of this, and because I love my friend, I think it's going for her. The other thing that I finished is, this is from the Wild Knitting book. I don't have it here now. From Linka Neumann. It's I'll put a link for this anyway down below. And I don't know. So first thing, I used the Debbie Bliss yarn that I have bought in Toronto when I went there. And I don't like this yarn. This yarn is 55% wool, 33% acrylic, 12% cashmere. And I don't like the yarn. And I don't know if psychological because the 33% acrylic, I don't like acrylic. Or if it is because it feels like cotton. Like sometimes, not often, but sometimes when you're knitting, it catches on the cables and opens. I don't know. I just didn't like the yarn. And I have quite a few left over of this. If you see, I have all this left over that I think I will also make something for a child with it. And so now some of the things I changed because my gauge didn't reach the gauge that was requested. It's a beautiful sweater. It's just, I don't know. One of the things is that the sweater that they had, the pattern was more or less the same colors. It was a rust, a blue, and a white. But the rust was, they made the body in the rust and then the details in the blue. So when I was doing the pattern, it was very confusing because I had to undo a few to change. The other thing is, because I did I had done this part first and then I was doing the sleeves. I had a lot of sleeves to do. I decided here that I was going to use the same needle, because I said, well, when I did my skifty, my thing, my gauge was the same all over and loose, but it didn't happen here. So anyway, I had to undo because I had a mistake. So I undid it and I used the bigger needle to do the rest. The other thing is the sweater fits me perfectly. I am going to block it. I didn't block it before because I didn't know, like we did the podcast and then I was going to block it because I had just finished it before we did the podcast, and then we lost the sound. So I didn't know when we were going to do the next podcast, so I didn't do it. Okay, if you look at the book, and I think that's a cool thing, because when you have pictures, a lot of pictures of one pattern, because I notice in the pictures that Linka likes to have the neck very large, and I don't like it very large. So what I did to the top, first of all, I reduced a little bit here because there was also the gauge factor, right? But I did extra reduction here and I think here. And then I started my ribbing part here, and I did a 2x2. But when I was ready to turn, I decided to do a 2x1, so that when I reduced, so one stitch of every purl, I reduced one stitch. And then now when I turn, it's not as wide. It's a little bit wild, but it hugs much better the neck. And that's what I want. I want something that hugs my neck. Mainly here because it's very windy. So I want that. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or if it's going to be a gift. What I know is that next time I go to Brazil, I'm going to take a lot of sweaters with me to give to my family or whoever. Because if I don't wear the sweaters, then I give. There are sweaters that I wear a lot, like I did one from Isabel Kramer that I like a lot, and I wear it a lot. It is a cardigan, but I wear it closed and I wear it all the time. And I'm wearing the skifty together with it. So, but I have a lot of sweaters that I made. So let's see. Let's see if somebody likes. And Mihai thinks this sweater, like the main picture was a guy, but there were some women. But Mihai thinks for some reason it's more a sweater guy. Maybe it's because they have the game here, right? It's a hunter thing. So Brazilians are not hunters. So I don't know. But I think it turned out nice. It's just, I don't know. But I still am going to blend, to block it. And then right after that, I decided that I would do a lento. I have seen Amy Palco doing a lot of lentos, and I said to myself, I don't like when you need number 6 needles. I don't like the fabric. But I had this cascade that I got from when I was bartering bags, leather bags with my knitting shop in Huntsville, Knit 3 Together. And I got a bunch of cascade. And my daughter had chosen this color. And I got 4 of these skeins to make her something. And I got something else that I would put together. But I thought that the lento was a nice one for me because I needed some, not thinking much, knitting. And I don't know, I love it. I love the look of it. I love even the fabric. I still have to block it. It's for Paula. I think it's going to fit her well, mainly because when I block, I think it's going to grow a little bit, and she likes oversized. It was a very fast knit. It was like I wasn't knitting a lot this past 2 weeks. I was spinning and playing a game that I have on my computer now, on my tablet. And gosh, I even the sleeves I finished very fast. So that was pretty good. I like that. And I like the classic, how classic it looks. Simple and beautiful. I really like. So it's something that we can wear with dresses or with because it's a cropped one. I really, really liked. Mihai likes it too. Um, of course, for him it would be long. She doesn't like the original one is 3/4 sleeves. She said she didn't like, so I made them bigger. And I'm keeping this in case she thinks that it's not long enough, the sleeves. I think it will be, because for me it's long enough, I think. So it's even going to be a little bit big. Oh, the difference that I made is I was doing the second size, and here I was supposed to have 48 stitches left for the sleeve when I was supposed to stop doing. But I thought it was too large. I don't like too large and puffy ones. So I went on and reduced up to 42 stitches. That was one size, the smallest size. And then also I reduced like 6 stitches here, and to make it narrower here. And it fits me perfectly. It goes through my hand, so it's gonna go through her hand too. She's smaller and everything. So I really like it. I like the color she chose. Really love. I need to find a label to start putting here, because I wanted to have not a Felbert label, but a Fátima label. So I have to see how I can make it, just to make it a thing here. So this is my lento, and from 4 balls, like I had a little bit left over, like this much to do with the 4th ball. And I'm normally do not repeat patterns, but I think that lento is a winner. So, and with that, I'm going to go. I'm not going to talk about my work in progress. I have 3 of them right now, but I'm not going to talk about them because I don't want this to be extremely long. But the thing is, I'll go for my acquisitions. So I wanted to do the lento, and I could have bought the pattern at Ravelry, but I just saw that for June, Lina was having a special offer that you would buy, the more you buy of old numbers, the cheaper it was. So I bought 4 magazines, and they were like $10 euros each. And the shipping was almost as expensive or more expensive than the 4 magazines. And also, when they came into Canada, I had to pay $25 Canadian for customs. And I don't know if that was what DHL charges for clearing customs, or if it was really customs. But if you're buying from Lina directly, you have to have in mind that this will cost more. The other thing is, it was like wet. It came in a cardboard, and I really wish they had put a plastic, because maybe here you can see more. This was the worst one. The magazine was wet, so it damages it a little bit, right? I tried to open up. I was going to send him a note, but I ended up not doing it at the time, so now it's too late. But this is one negative thing. But I got 4 magazines, and I think that for Paula, I'm going to find a lot of interesting things here. So I didn't want to buy yarn. So I said I'm going to buy myself some knitting markers, stitch markers, because I end up losing all my stitch markers. It's terrible. And I found this with little foxes that I liked a lot. And then I found this, oh, this is my favorite. It's the art cats. And I have this one with kittens. And this is made by Gentle Island Knits. It is in Prince Edward Island, so the Maritimes too. I will put a link for her store. And it came, I think I have one extra of this markers that I will put on my leather project bags. And I guess that's all that I got within the past 2 months and a little. So life is good. We are now getting used to not having Mumu with us. We only have 2 dogs now out of 7. And the weather has been interestingly gloomy. We had fog for the past month. Sometimes the fog is so thick that I can hardly see the ocean. But we are happy. Today or this week we saw whales for the first time at the ocean in front of our house. And this makes life so much better, to be in a place that am surrounded by nature, and that you have wildlife just at your doorsteps, be it seals or whales or birds, because we have a lot of birds. Mihai went overboard and put 4 houses of birds on the deck that needs to be redone. And to be hugged by my dog. So what I wish is that you are happy, that you find, I think that the key word is be grateful for everything you have, and that will attract more better things. So I wish you a good time and hope to see you soon. Kisses. Bye.